Greetings! At the end of July, One Page Rules announced that they will be releasing new starter sets for their two popular games, Grimdark Future and Age of Fantasy. Basically, these starter sets are files that you can download for free. They come with PDF beginner's rule books, tokens that help you play the game that are both paper and for 3D print, a small selection of models that are both for paper and for 3D print, a small selection of terrain, both paper and 3D print, and a quick start guide PDF, which walks you through how to play the game and a set of different missions. These missions are a lot like tutorial missions in a video game, which first teaches you the basic movement and then advances to more complicated parts of the game as you go. If you are interested in these starter sets, just go to onepagerules.com, and there is a large button front and center on the main page to download the files. As far as what you get in the Grimdark Future Starter Set, this is most of it right here. Starting out with the tokens, I've printed ones out of resin before, and I've also just printed these tokens on paper and glued them to cardstock and cut them out. For some reason, I really like the paper tokens a lot. I think I like the consistency of all the prints and everything, instead of like printing them out and having to paint them. So I just print them out on paper, and I've been gluing them to bingo chips like this, which you can buy like a huge bag really cheap online for different colors. And then, I designed a custom holder like this to put them all in. Technically, you can just buy a huge bag like this. You can see there's all kinds of different colors, and as long as you know what color represents what, you can just use these tokens to use for activation and magic and wounds and such. Also, I like to use these little cheap glass rocks that you can get for decorations. They're really easy to pick up and put down, really easy to see, so it's just another cheap option if you want to get started in wargaming. Moving on to the terrain. In the files, you get two different types of urban terrain. You see one that's got these cool boxes, and the others are just, devastated walls with a corrugated roof. In the starter sets of the past, you have gotten terrain that matches the faction of soldiers that you get in a set. For example, the starter set that features the Jackals came with Jackal small terrain. One Page Rules doesn't have terrain designs for every faction that they have released models for, so I think this is a pretty smart move, just to release sort of generic urban designs. Plus, I can remember when I was just starting out how intimidating it was when I was trying to print this large Jackal terrain. As you can see, it barely fits on my small printer build plate. The urban terrain is a little less intimidating, being that they're smaller models to build and paint, and plus they go well with any other terrain that you have just laying around. So even if you're not interested in this starter set, it's worth just going and downloading the files just to get some free terrain out of it. Starting out with the Changed Demons, let's check out the files that you get for units in the starter set. With the files, you get 3 units for the Changed Demons. You get some warriors, you get a Changed Fury, and you get a Screecher. Here's a close-up shot of the warrior, nice and painted. I didn't spend a lot of time painting any of the models in the starter set. I just wanted to be able to come up with a way to knock them out and get to playing like really fast. And here's a paper version of the warrior that you can also get in this set for free. These paper sets are actually pretty cool, just to knock out like this whole set in like 10 minutes. You can have this printed and cut out and knocked out. And this is the way my son and I started playing this game. We downloaded an older starter set that came with the Eternal Dynasty and the little Robot Legions, and we played it a lot just using these paper minis. Here's a close-up shot of the Changed Fury. Pretty cool with these wings and everything. And here's a Screecher, which is kind of cool. It kind of gives you a model that you can do a support with. Little flying guy. Like I said before, I didn't spend a lot of time on any of these models doing the paint job. I really wanted to do a really easy job just to get them out on the battlefield, just to show you how easy it is to get into wargaming. But I'll probably do like a how-to video on how I was painting these later on. But basically, I painted all of the Changed Demons first with just a blue tone, and then I went back, and with this Tyrian Navy, I just highlighted, well, not highlighted, but like I did darker areas like that. And there is that blue tone that you can see. So you can see like it just makes like a gradient. and then I went back with a red tone and just added a little bit of red edges. I was kind of hoping that'll look a little bit better. It looks more like they just got bloodied up in battle, which is also kind of cool. I use this bony matter to do the beak and claws, and then a satchel brown just to do, you know, all their belts and clothing and stuff. At first, this was the first model that I painted, and they kind of remind me of like a what do you call them, a skin changer from Native American kind of like a culture. But so that's why I went with everything brown. I just wanted to make everything kind of earthy looking, like they didn't have like a lot of metals and everything. But then I got to this model, and this looks more like Roman armor and everything. So I did add like a little bit of silver just here and there, but it's still pretty earthy looking and everything. And there's that Screecher again. Now looking at it, I kind of wish instead of going from light to dark, I probably should have went dark to light like I did with this guy, because that looks awesome. But live and learn. They're free models, and I can always print them again. Now we'll switch over to the Saurian Starhost. I really like these models. Like pretty much like any of the Saurian models. I like the old fantasy versions, and I like the futuristic versions. But you know, you get, let's see, what do you get? You get the Gecko Cohort, the Saurian Warriors, and you get a Saurian Guardian. Pretty rad. This is a little bit more complicated of a paint job than I did with the Change Demons, but it's still really not that bad. With stuff like the geckos, I start out doing the whole gecko with the green tone, and that's why that just helps with the highlight areas right here. Pretty much if you paint the whole gecko green tone, everything looks like that. And then I went back with this forest sprite and just did an undercoat just to make shadows. Then I used broadsword silver for all the armor, and then went back with this bright gold, and then I watered down the bright gold and just kind of hit highlights here and there with the gold. And for this little power units that he has on his back, I use this pastel indigo and then the slaughter red. And the shield is my favorite part of these guys. I used blue tone first, and then I went back with that pastel indigo, and I just did the bottom, and then wiped my brush off, and then I rubbed it back in just to make that gradient. Pretty cool models. Same thing with the bigger dinos. Started out with purple tone, and then on the top I did blue tone, so you kind of get that two color tone there on its skin. Actually, I don't have it, but I have a speed paint called Purple Swarm, and I did the same thing with the gecko as far as the dark. I just hit the dark areas with the Purple Swarm. I then hit the armor with the silver broadsword. I watered down bright gold everywhere else, and I added just like a little bit of slaughter red just in little details just to make it pretty menacing looking. But yeah, super cool, super fun models. So with this quick start kit, this is everything you need just to get started to play those demo missions. This is all the models, and this is all the terrain pieces that you really need to get started. This is the formation that they ask you to lay out the terrain in. Just pretend like this is a bigger map and everything. And if you think these terrain pieces are kind of small, just print out some more and paint some more. And you can double stuff up like that, which I think looks cool since they give you two different model sets. And if you want to play a skirmish game, you're basically removing two sets of the models like that. And that's how the guide will teach you how to play the skirmish game. But you know, whether you're playing a skirmish game or not, you still have plenty of models just to play with. And I can see myself just keeping this set and getting out like setting up a demo game for somebody to show them how to play, this is an awesome little set to do that. So yeah, check out the quick start guide. It's pretty rad. So thanks for watching. Give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to get more content like this. And I'll see you on our next adventure.